President Macron says that its ambassador, the French ambassador in Niger, is literally taken as a hostage. On a related news, also, the Minister of Culture of France said that they have stopped issuing visa for Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa. I'm coming here with the latest from Niger. Now, let's start to look at from the first news where President Macron gave an interview for journalists while he's visiting a part in France, in the southern part. So he said that as I speak to you, our ambassador, meaning the French ambassador in Niger, is effectively a hostage in Niger. Now we ask, let me show this, let me share this with you, and we will, I'm going to reflect on this as well. So yeah, here is the title, as you see, France ambassador in Niger taken hostage, says President Macron. Now, under Niger's new military administration, France's ambassador has effectively been taken hostage, said President Macron. So in his words, he said, in Niger, as I speak to you, we have an ambassador and diplomatic members who are literally taken hostage at French embassy, meaning in Niamey. Wow, what a bold statement with no shame. As I said, I have seen this. I think they just look at as a dump, First of all, as far as we know and recall from the past developments of events, that these people, the mission of the embassy, the French embassy in Niger, including the ambassador and his family, are free to leave Niger. That's exactly what the Niger government wanted them to do, to leave the country freely. They didn't say they are going to prison them or anything. Who put them as a hostage? Who taken them as a hostage? It's the ambassador's own government, meaning the French government, who wanted them to stay despite the repeated demand that has been put out by the government in Niger. So who is having a hostage up? Who is a hostage of who? It's the French ambassador is the hostage of his own government. Finished. As simple as that. Yeah, so it's really interesting how France is repeatedly paints itself as a victim in this situation or in what's happening in Niger. They all wanted them. I mean, they did not accuse them or ask them to pay back for their continued, for the 60 years, 6 decades, or even before that, because it starts from the time of colonialism, for 100 years of colonialism, of economic exploitation, of many things that happened in that country. They're not even asking them to pay a penny. All they wanted them is to leave the country. And now who is a victim? France is painting itself as a victim. Yeah, that's what is interesting. The other thing that President Macron mentioned in his interview is that the fresh deliveries are being banned from the embassy. I mean, yes, that is true, but let me show you that video, okay? We try to be fair here, and I will share my reflection on that as well. Let me show you this video where they are searching the Nigerians who are supplying food to the embassy.
The Nigerian authorities have added starvation as some of the measures against the French embassy. Look at the Nigerian police arresting someone trying to deliver pastries and bread to the embassy. All this just proves that the French have overstayed their welcome in Niger Republic. One thing to like about Nigerians is their understanding of people power. They've been holding these massive rallies.
Yes, so you have seen the man who is delivering those fresh breads to the embassy of France in Niger has been, searched, and they are banning it. From my understanding, the Nigerians, this military administration is trying to do everything peaceful for these people to leave the country. I mean, the French are right now, they are illegitimate, they are illegal to stay in Niger. The military administration has issued a person non grata, in which, as a result of it, they should have left the country as soon as possible without giving ultimatum 48 hours. And then they also have revoked their immunity as a diplomat. They have cut their electricity and water, which I am sure they are getting it from the US embassy next to them. By the way, I don't know if you know, the French embassy and the US embassy, both who have military in the same country, are having the same fence. Their neighbors, their embassies in Niamey. So I'm sure they're getting it from the US. I mean, if it was really a problem, they would have complained. I'm telling you. So this is for Niger. They are trying everything possible. We all know, if this happens, if an African ambassador in Paris refuses to leave the country against the request of the French government, we all know what happened, how you really humiliate our, not only our ambassadors, even our governments. It was just recently when the Queen died in England, where you pack all African presidents in one bus. There's also another event, how also they treated those peace mission delegations of the African presidents when they were traveling to Russia, or to Ukraine, when they are passing via Poland. You understand? Because there was no air travel. They were using, anyways, the Poland airport. And we all have seen how they were mistreated. This not only to our ambassadors happens, but also even to our leaders. And we know that if a French government, first of all, no African ambassador will do this, no African government will do this, despite the request of any government, to leave the country. But if it happens, we all know what is the consequence. So they're not forcing you. They're doing it all peacefully for the French to live, whether it's a mission or whether it is a military. But with French arrogance, and of course, to continue its economic exploitation, that as if it wasn't enough what they have done for the past more than a century in the country. Now France is painting itself as a victim. Yeah, that I found it very, very ridiculous to say at least. It also shows, it's France's desperation, desperation to not to leave the country, to stay in Niger. Now it also shows France's desperation now in the face of the world, to show that how it is a victim in this situation. Yeah, so that's how I see it. Now let's move to the second breaking news, which is the French Minister of Culture, where they said they have stopped issuing visa to the Malians, to the Burkinabes, and to the Nigerians. But they said we did not stop issuing visa to the artists. We don't marginalize or the artists. Let's share now this. I'll show you the article, and then I will reflect my own view on this. Yeah, just look at the title. The title itself says, explainer, France not boycotting African artists, assures Culture Minister Rima Abdul Malak, that is the Minister of Culture. So this is what she said. France has always been an open and welcoming nation for artists. In the wake of a divisive letter sent out this week ordering cultural institutions to suspend all cooperation with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Now, this is really interesting because again I told you again and again, they see us as a dump, like we don't know anything and we're not following things. As far as we know, it's first of all these countries, meaning Mali, Burkina Faso, which happened a year ago, and then for Niger it's just a month ago, who have cut their relationship with France. It's not the other way. That means when you cut the relationship and when you kick out those mission or the embassy from your country, automatically you are saying you are not issuing visa or we don't want anything from you. You understand? So who is saying we don't want your visa? Isn't it the Africans? Now, of course, France, as I said it earlier, with their desperation to show that they are, claiming the narrative to show that they are the one who are avoiding Africans. It's because Africa didn't come out with that headline, oh, we don't want your visa, get out of this. So we don't want the French. Look at, this, it's the article that I showed you is from Euronews. Okay, look how the article is coming. First of all, we are not boycotting the artists from these countries. So it is also interesting how France is playing a double standard. On one hand, being a victim of the situation, a victim of the military administration, and on the other hand, okay, you know what? We are not issuing visa as well. I mean, how that goes? The people are saying what is difficult to understand. They say, we do not want you. We want to be equal. They're saying France cannot continue to be that colonizer, neo-colonizer in our country. You cannot continue your economic exploitation in our country. They are saying at the same time, these three Western African countries, they are saying at the same time, we want to be in control of our place, our own territory. Because right now, the Nigerians are not, the military is there. What do you think the military is doing? It's really fighting terrorism? No, that's not. They are protecting their business and whatever they are extracting from the country. That's what they are doing. And that and also with all the colonial taxes, the military pact these countries have signed with France when they get the so-called independence 60 years ago, they are not free. Actually, they are tied up to France. Everything comes, their national reserve is there, their military, there's nothing they do militarily without the knowledge of France. And these countries are cutting their military ties as well with France. They want to be full independent. Not that paper independence France gives them when they leave the country. Okay, they are taking their own matters, the destiny of their own country in their own hands. So that is what is happening. Now, these are the two things I wanted to bring you as a breaking news for today, which is running in all the headline. There are some people who wonder, okay, all we do is here in the platform, we bring the talk and what are you doing? We're doing things, we're trying to sensitize the people to own that narrative. Now, despite what the mainstream is trying to feed you, to dropping their propaganda as if now the France is like the good guy in all what's happening in West Africa. We are countering that narrative and showing you with evidence this is what is happening. And on the other hand, we are also doing and discussing with the people what we can do. I mean, last time, for example, in our discussion, we brought what we can do really to continue this peaceful protest to help our brothers in Niger and also in Mali and Burkina Faso to continue the revolution that they have to be independent. They're not independent. I mean, they are independent, Mali and Burkina Faso, but Niger is still going through it. Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you think of the Nigerians? The Nigerians banning the food delivery to the French embassy in Niamey. Do you think they should not have done that? Do you think this is not a peaceful way of protesting things that you do not belong here? You are overstayed in our country, despite everything. They are not pulling a bullet or anything. We didn't. They are not even stepping in the compound, because right now they are illegal. They are criminals. Yeah. Another thing is also the other point is on the issuing of visa. On the issuing of visas, they say they stopped in, but they are not boycotting the artists from these countries. Well, I'm very sure that you are not boycotting also the football players. Those are the ones who make your national team. I'm sure you are not boycotting that, but you don't say it because you get a lot of criticism that these black players, when they bring you the cup, they are French. When they don't bring you the cup, they are black people, immigrants in France. So you don't want to bring back that discussion. You just leave it there. Oh, we are not boycotting the artists. I'm very, very sure that you are not boycotting as well the football players. Those are who, besides the natural resources of the Western African countries or these ex-colonies of France, also the people who are making France number one in the football world are the black people of the African people. So yeah, don't forget that as well. So yeah, let us know what you think the approach of the Nigerian government towards the French ambassador and mission as a whole, and then what do you think of the visa issuance? First of all, it is those countries who cut their ties, and you know what do you think of France's desperation really to paint itself as a victim and at the same time trying to own the narrative and as if it's that they're the one who are cutting the ties. It's really confusing, isn't it? But I mean, confuse and convince, that is a game in politics, right? That's exactly what they are doing. Anyway, let us know your view, your thoughts on this. Please share them in the comments section and we will take the discussion further. We really appreciate for you to tune in on this one, and I will see you on the next one. We bring you the latest and what's happening, analyzing as well. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like, if of course if you like what we bring you here, and then share the video. That way it helps us when we bring you on daily basis what's happening. And to counter that narrative, you should also try to share the knowledge, the information with others. Otherwise we cannot keep the knowledge or information to ourselves. We have to share it. And as well, ultimately, that will also help us to grow the channel as well. We value your comment. We value your suggestions. Please suggest any topic you want us to bring. We are taking notes for everything that you are putting in the comment section. Do not think that we don't go through it. We go through it. Yes. So I will see you on the next one. And thank you very much for tuning in. And hello, everyone. Really, thank you. Thank you. We are so grateful for you to be here. Yeah. Try to call your name to give a shout out randomly. So Clean Black, Snakes, Vibrant White, Hi W, Petrus, Remy, Nana, Ursa Major, Mikey. Hi, Mikey. Okay, Remy, Nana again. Queen Mix, Ken Marcus, Amadi, A86LYO, Jeffrey, Yeah, greetings also Merly, Kimani, all of you. Greetings. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you on the next one. Hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever we have a live stream coming up or a video when we upload. Bye bye for now.